What's going on, guys? This is Ben from NolanTCG, back here with Bragg from C4G.
Yo!
And Harry.
Sup?
And today we are looking at the Warrior Toolbox list from the Shonen Jump in July 2005.
What
so,
a list.
Anyone have any quick impressions on this one?
It's spicy.
It is very spicy.
Only one Rhoda.
Yeah, I thought that was real odd. I had to check the ban list several times, being like, this is Toolbox. Why is there one Rhoda?
This is back when Konami had like every good generic card at 2 for just no reason. And it was beautiful. Book probably should be at 2 as well, but they've put a book. Oh my god, it's just so good.
Starting us off with the list on this one, we have the 1 BLS, and we have the nice Parshath, the Blade Knight to stop those Flip Boys. We have the Breaker, Double Assailant, the Random Survivor, the Warrior Lady, Big Shield Gardener, the Don Zalug, Exiled Force, Double Magician of Faith, pretty standard there. The 1 Morphing Jar, because this guy had access to a Morphing Jar at this point. Then we have the Sangan, the Sinister Serpent, or the Monster lineup. Then into our spells, we have our Double Book of Moon, the standards of the Duo, the Greed, the Charity, the Heavy Storm, Snatch Steal, and Premature. Pretty much they show up in every list we're going to be going through. Then Lightning Vortex after that. My Body's a Shield, another hot tech floating around in this one. And we see the Mystical Space Typhoon and the Double Knock. Then again, 1 Rhoda for a strange reason. Smashing Grounds at 2. And then for our traps, we see 1 Call of the Haunted, 2 Dust Tornadoes. I was going to say Twin Twisters. How dare I say Twin Twisters? And then rounding us up for our traps, we have Mirror Force, Mirror Wall, Ring of Destruction, Robin Goblin, and Torrential Tribute. And then the sideboard, I did trim down his sideboard because there was a lot of just like standard stuff, but these were the Hot Warriors and such he was playing in his sideboard with the Mystic Swordsman level 2, the Frost Monarch, the Legendary Jiu-Jitsu Master, and Zombroya the Dark. So Bragg, why don't you take us through how this list is played?
So pretty much this list is always trying to gain card advantage. This like most decks in well, obviously that is an FTK or Jar. Most decks should be trying to wrestle for card advantage in GOAT format, and this one does it pretty damn well. If it's not getting a plus, it's also always trading for a 1-for-1. So yeah, the DD Survivor would be you're trading with the opponent's DD Warrior Lady or Assailant. So then it'll come back, then you maintain your card advantage. Big Shield Gardener is the only one that kind of goes against theory. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, there's just so much anti-defense cards in this format that I do find Big Shield Gardener to be weird, but I mean, they play what they play. Don Zaluga's, it carried a world championship deck a couple years prior to this, discarding a random card from the opponent's hand. Discarding any cards from opponent's hand is really good. Exile Force, it's always going to be a 1-for-1. You just call your priority, go ahead. Morphing Jar then retains the advantage. You can kind of try and time it so your opponent's discarding more than you're discarding. So there you get your card advantage. Do I need to say Pot of Greed gets your card advantage?
No, that's pretty standard.
My Body is a Shield. I don't think that would come up too often, considering Monster Destruction is at an all-time low in this format. But if you're ever playing it, it is always going to equal out, especially if you stop an opponent's Lightning Vortex. And 1,500 is pretty damn cheap. Then the rest of the cards is always going to pretty much trade or gain you card advantage. So there you have it. Smashing Ground as well is always a 1-for-1.
What do you think of the text in this, Harry?
So I like My Body as a Shield, just in that it lets you play through Force and Torrential and just allow you to commit to the board. I really like Robin Goblin, like say with Don Zalug or just any of your big monsters. Because especially if it's just doing battle damage, Parshath can swing through a token, net you a card, and then rip a card from your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
Mirror Wall's interesting. I'm not too familiar with the card itself though, but the way I interpret it is halves the attack before damage calc, so it's just it just helps you net damage and then in through things.
I reckon Mirror Wall and Robin Goblin face ups.
Yeah, at the same time, yeah.
I'm almost certain this isn't the reason why he played it, but back in the day, the foiling on the mirror wall used to look real nice.
Oh
It was
no, yeah,
only
definitely.
available in foil.
I tell you what, I can remember clearly walking out of my Coles in Ulladulla and I pulled it from a pack, and I was smitten, and it was in my deck for a while because I didn't have Mirror Force.
But yeah, smashing grounds just really strong for out. Usually outs big monsters in general. Like looking at BLS for example, it's also got 2500 defense. And unless you're playing the mirror, imagine your opponent's got Big Shield Gardener on the field, you're going to be out in that BLS anyway.
Maybe that's what it's there for.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Does it stop your opponent smashing ground?
Yeah, like that's definitely a case for it. And then like, I just don't get it. I mean,
so I don't understand Big Shield Gardener outside of the fact that it's just a warrior that you can search.
well, in theory, it does absorb 2 attacks.
Yeah,
And then they have to go 1 more, and then all you did was lose some life points. But then you're giving up the card. At that point, though, why don't you run a swords? Yeah. But no, the smashing ground trade is definitely.
if we just want to discuss the side deck as well, and just Mystic Swordsman level 2 is just a searchable warrior that's just strong against like flip-flop decks. So it's just like, oh, I'm just going to hit over your Dekoichi and it's not going to flip and net you a card or anything like that. Looking at Jiu-Jitsu, it's just making your opponent draw bad cards.
With Mobius, I'm not sure what the rest of the side deck had, but I'm not sure how they're guaranteeing that they're going to have a monster on the field going to their one. Maybe if you're snatch stealing.
Like, you can just trade off the Big Shield Gardener, because if they only get one monster with that with, it's like...
Sitting on DD Assailant would probably help guarantee that, just because it's got high like attack and defense stats.
Yeah, maybe if they've traded the Survivor, then you get it back.
Yeah.
I mean, also, like, if they're on a Zambara, a really good card, which it is, like, I really like it. I'm surprised they didn't run that in the main over Big Shield Gardener.
Yeah, I feel like Zombie just has better lineup for it.
Surely dropping Big Shield for another Rotor would be the way to go, but...
Nah, you can search the Rotor with the Big Shield. The Big Shield with the Rotor.
Yeah, I would rather swap out Big Shield for an option for another warrior. Like, that could literally be every other warrior.
Another Toolbox.
Could have just been an easy side out.
True. Well, then run an Upstart Goblin.
Anyways, that will wrap us up for the list today, and we will see you guys next week. But once again, I have been here with Bragg and Harry, and this has Ben from NolanTCG. And have a good afternoon, everybody.